Oh man, Pac-Man, that's my boy right there, man.
And he said, Naheem, did you ever think you would be on the same field as AP? And my answer was literally hell no.
They even to this day, OJ don't want no problem.
OJ, that's my dog though, man. For real. Respect.
Welcome into another edition of the Sideline Story podcast. It's your boy Cody.
And it's your boy Will Richardson.
And we're pleased to bring you our first episode with two guests at the same time. Before we get started, just a reminder that the Sideline Story podcast is brought to you by the good folks at TGK Athletics. The TGK Grind Lab is Maine's #1 training facility for youth athletes specializing in both football and basketball. Visit tgkathletics.com or download the TGK app for more info. And without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce current New York Jets wide receiver Jamison Crowder and former LA Ram and Duke wide receiver Jonathon Lloyd.
What's up, man? Thanks for having us on.
Yep, for sure.
Yep.
What's up, fellas?
And just to go ahead and let everybody know, we all from North Carolina, all grew up in the North Carolina area. J. Lloyd, and Cody grew up in Alamance, Burlington, North Carolina, and Jay Crowder, he grew up in Monroe, North Carolina, and that's right near Charlotte for y'all who don't know. So definitely an honor just to be talking to all just North Carolina-raised guys, that's a huge honor.
So, fellas, I want to hear from both of you. Talk a little bit about what you guys have been doing with this COVID stuff and how your training's been going and some of the challenges and maybe benefits that has happened because of this.
You go ahead. You got it. You go first.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pop it off. It's been a challenge, man. Being in the league and having to work out, during the off season, before everything popped off, it was just just a regular off season. Man, I was training over at Duke, back over there with those guys. But then, once everything kind of hit. And Duke, a lot of the colleges and stuff was shut down. A lot of gyms and weight facilities and stuff was shut down. So for about like a 2-week period, man, I couldn't even like really lift weights. I could just go out, try to find like a grass area and do some running. But for like 2 weeks, man, I couldn't even lift weights. So I just kind of like got into like scramble mode and was trying to find like weight sets and all kind of stuff online. So it ended up working out for me that like even stuff online was like,
sold out.
Sold out. You know what I'm saying? Like all these different weight companies and stuff like that. They was like selling out stuff and like they just was like the travel just because of COVID-19, like they couldn't ship certain stuff. So I ended up getting told about this place out here in Raleigh called ABC Fitness. It's basically like a liquidation like warehouse where they just like bring in like they just have all types of like weight equipment and stuff. It's actually like right down the street from my house. So somebody told me about that, and I went down there, and I spent maybe like $1,500 just on all types of equipment. So I just set everything up in my garage in my crib. So yeah, I've been in business ever since then. So, but at first it was tough. So what I'm saying, I definitely had to adjust. What I'm saying, definitely had to find a way to make it happen. Cause I know when stuff clear up, they're gonna expect us to be in shape. So. That's how I made it through.
Yeah, for sure. I did the same thing, though, Jamison. I went out and I was out in Dallas training, and me and my boy Cedric, we was out there and we was hitting the fields every day. But you know how it is in the league. You got to get up under a rack, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to be moving some type of weights. And, that was the hardest part for me as well, though, bro, was just trying to find somewhere to get weights. And then I finally came to the realization, you know what I'm saying, before I'm about to go out here and spend money on a membership that I might not even be able to go use a gym, you know what I'm saying? I might as well just go ahead and spend some bread and get one put in my house. So that's what I did too.
Right. Yeah, facts.
But what about you though, J. Lloyd? How's it been on your side?
Yeah, man, kind of the same thing. I've been fortunate though. Like my dad had, he a personal trainer, so he was able to get into the gym at the school. And we just took a whole bunch of stuff back to the crib.
Okay.
Set up shop in the garage. So I've still been able to hit it hard. In the garage, man, I got everything. I got weights, benches, dumbbells, and med balls, bands. Like I got the whole setup at the crib. So I still been getting it in. And then I'm in the country, so I got plenty of grass, plenty of fields, so I ain't had no problems.
Yeah, for sure. So you got like some most of your stuff. You just got it from Southern Alamance. You just got it from Southern.
Yeah, and then some stuff I already had, so I just mixed it.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, man, we was in business. We got everything you need, really.
Word. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Yeah. That was a struggle, though, bro. I feel like that was a lot of people's worry with the NFL because I don't know if they did the same thing for y'all, Jamison, bro, but the Jags, they sent out like a whole sore necks rack and everything. Like our strength coach sent it out that we could go in there and buy. You know what I'm saying? It was called like the Jaguars. We got a little discount with some of the stuff. And they set up a whole little thing that we can go in there and buy. Did they do that for y'all with the Jets or nah?
Nah, we didn't get that, man. And actually, I want to say Joe Giles Harris had told me something about that they had did that for y'all. But nah, we didn't get that. But shoot, man, like I said, man, once everything kind of got shut down, and I kind of went in scramble mode like immediately. So I was just trying to get stuff. So I ended up, man, kind of like Jay Lloyd, man, like in my garage, I got like everything. I'm talking, I went and got a Nord board for my hamstring.
Hey, you got a Nord board?
I got a Nord board, bro. I got the software and everything on my computer.
I went crazy too, bro. I ain't even gonna start. Like I got every type of band. I got a bike, a cycling bike. I got a row machine. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got the full squat rack. Like, I even went and got a trap bar. Like, I'm out there hitting deadlifts and everything. Like, for sure, though.
The hardest part is, though, like the little things, like correctives, with like, with like trainers and like just like the little stuff you do to keep your body strong. And like, you know, you can do all the compound lifts or whatever, but like we playing receiver, all that running, I'm worried about my hamstrings and all the little stuff I do to like stay strong, prevent myself from injury. But now, you know, some of that kind of been cut down because it's just, you know, resources stuff when the coronavirus going on.
Yeah, and you know, me and Cody talking about it. Me and him just started back doing yoga and Pilates with, you know, down here in Florida, some things opening back up. So me and him been on like the yoga and Pilates deal here the past week and everything, trying to get back. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, bro, you can go and put as much weight on your back and, you know what I'm saying, do as much lifting if you want. But if you don't stay flexible, you know what I'm saying, that's injury prevention stuff is always key too, for sure, bro.
Your crib down in Florida, or you got a crib back in North Carolina too?
No, I'm actually still renting my crib here in Florida, you know, so I'm going into my third year and everything. So I'm still renting my crib here in Florida, but I'm definitely thinking about buying one here for sure, and maybe getting one like in the Charlotte area, like down the road.
I got you.
Yup.
So fellas, I feel like it'd be ignorant for us not to talk about at least a little bit about some of the stuff that's going on, you know, with the protests and the stuff in Minnesota. And I kind of want to get everybody's thoughts on that. And Jay Lloyd, we can start with you.
Yeah, man. Once everything, first I got to say, like, you know, police brutality and injustices and inequalities towards Black people, you know, it's been going on forever, right? Mm-hmm. You know, ever since slavery, it's always a transition period, but it's always been some type of oppression. And I think now it's kind of just reached a boiling point with some of our political leaders and just things that are captured on camera due to social media and different types of media outlets that are accessible, man. So I think people are really just frustrated and kind of fed up with what's going on. And it's reached a point where, you know, really people say like no justice, no peace. And they're really demonstrating that with protests. And then, you know, sometimes it, you know, looting and it turns violent with interactions with the police force and things like that. But it really took me a few days to really, you know, think through everything that was happening and kind of get my thoughts together. I wrote a letter the other day and I posted it on my social medias, man, and it's just kind of an expression of how I felt, man. I was just disappointed. I was hurt, angry, you know. Being where we're from, I mean, I've faced a lot of racial incidents face to face, you know, from growing up to a little kid and through college and pro and, you know, just being here in America right now. So, yeah, man, it's really tough. And I was kind of disappointed in some of our leaders, whether sports figures or schools or different things with some of their statements. And you really see kind of where people's head is at and how they feel about the situation, how genuine they are and kind of their true colors. So, I mean, it's far from over. It's a long road ahead. Yeah, man. So anybody who can read my letter on my social media, I think I wrote it pretty good. and kind of put it out there. So I want people to read it and challenge people and motivate people or inspire people to kind of express themselves or take action or write something or, sign petitions or donate to funds or anything you can do to help. You don't have to be a Black person or whatever. You can really, stand up and use your voice and make a change. So I really just wanted to do that to inspire people to do that, and I'm going to continue to do the same thing as well.
Sure, bro.
How about you, Jamison?
I mean, a lot of what J. Lloyd said, man, he hit it on the head. When like he said, man, a lot of this stuff, a lot of racial injustices and just inequality and stuff has been going on for years, man. But like just pertaining to like this particular incident with George Floyd, when I saw it, it made me think back to when I was in school and actually, man, driving through Mebane, going back from college from Durham to Monroe, just on the weekend, whatever it was. Actually, like a few incidents right there in Mebane on 40. Where I was like basically like racially profiled. And, once I saw that, when I saw the video, it made me think back to like the 2 incidents I had right there in Alamance County where, I was just racially profiled, just driving. Didn't break any crimes or anything. First time I was speeding. And I'm not gonna get into like, details of it, but I just think about the situations where, I was racially profiled and the police kind of, escalated a situation that shouldn't have been escalated to where, they brought in drug dogs and things of that nature. And I really didn't give them a reason to do that. But I just think about it. I'm like, I had to kind of like keep my calm, even though I was hot, mad. And, I was thinking about a situation where like, if I didn't really explain to them, like, look, I'm a college athlete right now. I'm just going to see my family. Like if stuff like that, like if I didn't let them know that, I feel like stuff like that kind of let me out the hook, but stuff like that shouldn't let me out the hook. If I'm not really doing a crime or anything like that, then I shouldn't be, racially profiled. And I was thinking, man, like, if I would have made the wrong move or something, like, who knows what could have happened? So, just kind of seeing like them videos and stuff, man, and just like living it and experiencing it, it's definitely a feeling that, makes you out, obviously makes you outraged. And, I just feel like going forward, man, as far as like change, man, we need to, as African Americans, we need to kind of start trying to get ourselves in position to be like in positions of power, like whether it's, lawyers, DAs, whomever it is, like people that can really, make some change to a community and stuff. Like, we all have platforms. I have a platform that, I try to use to the best of my ability. I try to go back and, help young guys in my community, inspire them. But, it's only so much I can do in certain situations, But, if we start having people that, look like each other or look like one another in, certain positions where things can really be moved, then I think, we'll really see a change. So that's just like, just a brief, thoughts that I have on it. As far as like the rioting and looting and stuff like that, I think it's a lot of people out there with hidden agendas. I think a lot of people out there are rioting, or not necessarily rioting, but protesting for the right reasons. But I think there's other groups that are, getting involved with it and, making the whole protest situation look bad. And, once you see it on the media or on the news outlets, they just categorize everybody as, as one. They just say all the protesters rioting, looting. But I think a lot of the rioting, looting and stuff, there's a lot of people with, separate agendas. So that's my thoughts on it, man.
For sure. And just to touch on what you just said off of there a little bit, I think even some of it's coming because of COVID, man. People are hurting, people suffering. Like they know if they go out here and they can, like during this time that we're going through, they can go out here and they can get away with looting. They can go and get food, they can go and get clothes, they can go and get things that they haven't been able to get because of the whole COVID going on, But I agree with what both of you all are saying. I feel like me and Cody have just been talking about this day after day since it's been going on, and the biggest thing I feel like is racism is a taught behavior. You aren't born a racist, You aren't born to hate Latinos. You aren't born to judge people off the color of their skin. You take two babies that are 4 years old, 3 years old, you put them in front of each other, they're going to play with each other like any other babies would, They're not looking at that. So I feel like the big part in changing this is starting at the youth. Like, it's just changing the whole culture behind racism and just equality in general. I feel like it starts at a young age. And I feel like once it's taught at that young age, then it's something that will carry on till